Hello. Okay, here we are. So we are going to start lying down. So lie yourself down on your back. Bring your head onto your head cushion. And then just relax yourself down. Make sure you're straight. So feet in line with your knees, hips, shoulders. Relax the arms. Bring your spine into neutral. Just start gently engaging the abdominals. We're going to start with pelvic tilts. So you exhale, tilt the pelvis, flatten the back. Inhale, release. Exhale to pull down. Inhale, release. So you're just rolling down through the lower back. Get rid of any tension. Getting the hips moving. Let's take it into a circle when you're ready. So you do your tilt over to one side, round to the tailbone, over to the other side, round to the belly button. Keep going. So loosening up the back and the hips. Nice big circle. Keep the feet relaxed. We're not gripping the mat. One more and then we'll go the other way. Reverse your circle. Keep breathing, go bigger. Two more. And when you're ready, finish back in the center. Okay, so we're going to move the feet a little bit closer to the bottom. We're going to take your head cushion away if you've got one. So we're going to do a series of hip lifts. So we're going to focus on really working the glutes and the abdominals. So you've got your feet still in line with your hips, a little bit closer to your bottom. So we're not rolling through the spine like we do on a shoulder bridge. We're not rolling, we're just lifting and lowering, but with a flat back. So we'll start with a little pelvic tilt, and then we're going to lift the hips and lower. And again, lift, squeeze the bottom, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. So a little pelvic tilt, lift, squeeze, lower. So we're going for 10. It's number 7. Draw the tummy in, squeeze. Number 9. So on this next one, lift up, number 10, lift, hold. So now we're going to do little pulses. You're going to lower about an inch and squeeze back up. So you lower, squeeze, lift, lower, lift. So it's not very far. Keep the big toes down. Make sure your knees aren't moving out to the side. Squeeze the bottom. 5 more, 4 more. Draw the tummy in. 2 more. 1 more, hold at the top and then lower. Relax, take a breath. So we're going to go into another variation, and we're kind of going to march the legs and take them up into take one of them up into tabletop. So I'll just show you a couple and then you can join in. So you'll be lifting your hips and lifting one leg, and then you lower and switch, lift, lower. So join in, so lift, lower. So lift the hips, lift the leg. Try and lift your hips as much as you did on the previous one, but this is more challenging because it's single leg. So 1 more on each side. Okay, lower down, rest for just a moment. So then the next thing we're going to do is lift up into that position and then do those little pulses, the lower and lift. So choose your favourite leg. You're going to lift and then you lower, lift, lower, lift. So trying to keep the hips level and really pushing through the heel, squeezing the bottom. So that supporting leg is doing all the work. 2 more. And then lower. Okay, then we'll do the other side. So I'm going to lift and then lift, lower. Tiny pulse, so about an inch. Keep the opposite hip lifted. We're not twisting. 2 more. And then lower. So stretch your legs out if you need to. It does work the back of the legs, works the hamstrings quite a bit. You stretch out, flex your feet, push through your heels. Okay, and then bring the legs back in. We'll do, you can get your head cushion back. We'll do some hip rolls to just loosen up the back. So you're going to take your knees over to one side, head the other way, and then you center and over to the other side. So reach the knees away, draw to the center. So feel that lovely stretch through your back and hips. Loosen up the back, loosen up the hips. Okay, one more on each side. And then we'll center. Then we're going to roll onto our side. So roll yourself onto your side. And then stretch yourself out in a straight line. So you've got your head resting on your arm, you've got your legs stretched out, hips stacked, and then we're going to flex the feet. So we're balancing. So you could put your hand down if you need to, or lift it. Okay, so draw the tummy in, squeezing the legs together. We're going to lift both legs, lower both. You can have your hand down. Lift both, lower both. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. So really draw the waist in, draw the belly button towards the spine. Arm up if you want. Once you've got the hang of it. Two more. And then relax down. Okay, so then we're going to roll onto your front. So we haven't forgotten the other side. You're going to bring your hands stacked, and you're going to put your head down on your hands. So you can take your feet nice and wide, and so we're going to be lifting the upper body. So we're going to lift the arms, head, maybe the chest. So you might be lifting an inch, maybe a bit further. So rest your head down. So just start by engaging the tummy. Imagine you're pulling your belly button away from the mat. Squeeze the legs and bottom. So we're going to lift arms, head, chest, and lower. So you lift, lower, lift, lower. So draw the tummy in. So your head stays in contact with your hands. So we get that nice extension through the back. Two more. Relax down. Then take your hands into your arms into a cobra position. And then we're doing the same again. So squeeze the legs and bottom. You're going to lift arms, head, chest, and lower. So you lift, lower, lift, lower. You could make it harder and lift your legs. So really squeeze the bottom and keep the shoulder blades down the back. 2 more. Last one. And relax. And then we're going to go into the dart. So if you bring your legs together, so your big toes are touching, heels apart, and then arms down by your side. So palms turned up. So this time you're going to lift arms, head, chest, turn the palms in, and then lower. So staying looking at the mat. So imagine, same as when you had your hands under your forehead, you just kept your head in the same position. Draw the tummy in. You could lift your legs, heels together, and then lower. So you rotate through the hips, squeeze, lower. 2 more. Last one. And then relax. Take yourself into the rest position just to stretch out the lower back. So just take some breaths. You could rock side to side. Okay, then you're going to come onto your other side. And then stretch yourself out straight again. So head on the arm, hips stacked, shoulders stacked. You could keep your hand on the mat. So you're going to bring the legs squeezing together and then flex your feet. So draw the tummy in and then lift, lower. So arm up if you can, lift, lower, lift, lower. So you squeeze, you reach through the heels, draw the abdominals in. So it's working the waist, working the side of the tummy. Squeeze the legs together. 2 more. Gently lower. Bring your hand down. Okay, then you're going to roll onto your front and bring yourself onto your hands and knees. So if you prefer, just go a different way. But you want to end up on your hands and knees. Okay, so we've got our hands under our shoulders, knees under our hips. Okay, so nice and strong through the arms. So we're going to start on one side and then do the other side. So we'll start with, I don't know, whatever leg, left leg. So you're going to take it out straight. So then you're going to tap out to the side and then back up. So you tap and lift. So it's like well, you're going sideways, almost a diagonal, because you go down and back up to hip height. And then, so if you're doing your left leg, you want to make sure that your right hip doesn't sway out. Keep the back level. So you tap out in, out, in. One more. And then lower the leg. Okay, so get yourself level again. Let's do the other side. So take that leg out, and then you go out, tap down, and up, down, and up. So you're squeezing the bottom. This time you're keeping your left hip still. So you might feel a difference one side to the other. One side is easier to keep stable. And hopefully you haven't got a wall in your way like I have. These walls seem to be closing in on me. Okay, 2 more. Okay, then lower. We'll just come off the hands for a minute. So you could just circle your wrists. Take some breaths. Okay, so we're going to do some donkey kicks with our legs. So if on your hands and knees, if that's a bit much, you could either go into fists with your hands or just come onto your forearms. Okay, so go back to the left leg. So you're keeping it that shape. You're going to kick up and lower. So you kick up, squeeze, lower, squeeze, lower. So engaging your abdominals, then you're squeezing your bottom as you lift. Two more. On this last one, lift, pulse. Tiny pulses. So you're trying to push the bottom of your foot up towards the ceiling. You can imagine maybe you've got a cup of tea on your foot. Okay, then gently lower. Find your center again. So right leg comes up and lower. Squeeze, lower. So keeping the left hip still, back level, squeeze the bottom. And try and keep the weight even through the arms. Two more. So on your last one, as you lift, hold and pulse. So sole of the foot. Ooh, this isn't working on my leg. There is a movement, but it's not what I'm hoping for. Anyway, I can feel it. My brain isn't computing on this side. Okay, a few more. And then gently lower. Sink back, take the weight off your hands. You could just circle your wrists. You can do that on your forearms. So, okay, then we'll come to seated. Okay, so sit cross-legged or legs out in front of you, whatever's comfy. We'll just circle the shoulders. Take some breaths. So short and sweet, but hopefully we can feel that. So we'll just stretch out our side. We worked our side of our abdominals. So we'll stretch out, push the bottom down, feel that lovely stretch, reach, and then just go across the knee, reach diagonally. Maybe bring your hand down and pull. Then come back up, switch sides. So think about stretching your side as you reach. Push your bottom down, drop your shoulder away from your ear, stretch, and then go across the knee. Maybe bring the fingertips down, reach, And then slowly up. A few more little circles, take some breaths, we'll finish up. So we'll take a nice big breath in and out. And breath in and out. And again, breath in and out. Breath in and out. And you're done.